welcome to another episode of Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. I am Henry Ighodalo. We'll start off today with our newspaper headlines, as we've often done. And right after that, in a jiffy would be our main conversation also. But please do well to be part of what we do. You can always find us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. We have with us today, joining us via Zoom from Lagos State, Nigeria, Innocent Aduluba, journalist, public affairs analyst. Good morning to you, Innocent, and welcome to Enterprise Morning today.
It's my pleasure to be here from at large.
Thank you so very much for that. So let's start off this way, Innocent, with the Vanguard newspaper, and straight to our talking point for today. Tinubu jets out to Paris on 14-day working visit. Innocent, maybe you might help us explain to us this working visit. What exactly is it? Why Paris every other day? Do we have a quasi Asue Rock now in Paris that our president visits now and then? What is happening here, Innocent?
Oh, well, we should first of all commend the president. He's working very hard. The media report you get is that he has gone out to work, because the caption says, working visit. But the kind of work we're not told. And then again, you wonder, like you say, why always Paris? But we know, as had been the case in previous times, we are told it's a short working visit for 2 weeks. But sometimes when they get there, they extend their, let me use the word, the officially communicated time, they say. And it has become very rampant from the times of President Muhammadu Buhari, tired of declaring medical vacation. They tell you they are there for one visit. That's more, I think, more accommodating to the ears. But on the flip side, I am an advocate for the government prioritizing health in Nigeria. If you look at the stature of Nigeria globally, if you look at the regards for Nigeria, if you look at the quality of medical practitioners Nigeria is churning out, if you look at recorded innovations by Nigerian medics and paramedics worldwide, it behoves Nigeria to be a medical destination. Of course, some people will say I'm digressing from the topic from working visit, but we know that it's from working visit that they go for medical repairs. And the frequency is what raises these questions or suspicions.
Yeah. Of course, it raises the
suspicion.
Yes, of course. That's what I'm asking, because it raises the suspicion of working visit and just like you said, going for medical repairs. In other nations of the world, of course, no one is immune to ailments. But one of the fundamental things that I would love to believe that leaders do is to make known their sort of ailments to the citizens, so they understand what their leader is going through, so that efforts will be done in any way possible to ensure that he gets back to his feet and doing well. But in Nigeria, it's the opposite of the case. And one would deliberate on some of these things. One would wonder, why do other nations equally fail to come to Nigeria? Why must Nigerian leaders make their way out of Nigeria to other nations while we don't have a reciprocation of any sort? Some Nigerians would love to ask and know what that answers to.
Okay, Henry, we have in the Vanguard a statement signed by TINUBU spokesperson Bayo Nanuga. He said that during the working visits, let's be emphatic on that, President Tinubu will appraise his administration mid-term performance and then access key milestones. So we take it that it is during this working time that will happen. But you raised a very key question there. President Tinubu, ECOWAS president, is on the threshold, on the pedestal of attracting, let me use the word, lesser West African neighbors to come to Nigeria as a health destination. Take a look at some countries the size of 1 or 2 states put together in Nigeria, like Benin Republic, Togo, Burkina Faso, Gambia, Sierra Leone, Liberia. If Nigeria was heavy, if you look at certain countries in Africa are taking advantage of becoming regionally relevant, regional giants. In North Africa, Egypt, Morocco are where, in quotes, smaller countries go. In South Africa is the hub, as it were, where you see other neighboring countries, Mozambique, Botswana, all of them trooping to South Africa as their hub, as their urban, as their modern destination. So whether real or imagined medical trip, but within the relevance of the topic, it behooves Nigeria to take advantage of its regional position and leverage the economic advantage and all of that. Eric.
Yes, very true. All right, let's look at other matters coming through from the same newspaper. On the Vanguard, we have just below that particular story, UROMI killing. Residents alleged indiscriminate arrest and extortion. Innocent, of course, when we have such issue coming up, as we have seen in Delta State, that particular community that engaged the military and killed about 16 military men, the whole of that community was ransacked and extortion was going on. Right now in UROMI, same is repeating itself. And while we deliberate on this particular matter, we've totally forgotten that in the northern part of Nigeria, we still have killings that people do not talk about. Why, when it comes to the southern part of Nigeria and the middle belt of Nigeria, no one wants to talk about it. No one wants to speak about some of these things. But when it affects the northern, part of Nigeria, people are always eager to spew and make some noise about it.
Well, George Orwell's book, Animal Farm, says all animals are equal. Some are more equal than the others. Is that what is playing out in Nigeria today? The reports in the Vanguard has it, like you said, just below that presidential headline. A lot of, will I put it as Uromians, are alleging that following that recent killing of supposed hunters, well armed and well equipped, this hunting is what has not been communicated to the public is, if I am a hunter in Lagos, I am not licensed to be a hunter in Ogun State unless the Ogun State authority has licensed me. If I cross from Ogun to Ondo State, I will also go and see the authorities, have myself introduced, assessed, and accepted and verified. So I don't know if any of this verification is communicated or established with the supposed well-armed hunters. Again, I know that in Nigeria, you cannot carry arms unless you are licensed. So it's illegal to be armed. We don't know all these so-called hunters, where their source of arm and who is checking for their licenses. But, well, it has happened there in UROMI the other week, and the residents say that although life is beginning to crawl to normal, they have their usual market day, but that the police are picking people at random, make them cough out huge sums of money, or else they threaten that they will take that person to Abuja as an active participant in that incident. This is an allegation, but they tell you an apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And so if this is an allegation on the Nigerian police, more people will be quick to believe than doubt it. So some people say they cough out nothing less than 300,000, and some said they transfer 1 million through POS when they were threatened to be moved to Abuja. So, like you say, we don't hear things like this in the North, Henry, and that's why I started with George Orwell's Animal Farm. Is it a question of some being more equal than the other right here in Nigeria, Henry?
Yes, very true. So very unfortunate. But let's take a look at the Daily Trust for today and straight to our talking point once more. Turji, haunted by military, kills 11 farmers in Sokoto. This is more like a transition of where we were coming from. We did talk about the issue in UROMI, and you did say, George Orwell's Animal Farm. All animals are the same, but some are more than others. Turji has been a mayhem to not just the northern part of Nigeria, but Nigeria in its entirety. The military and different security operatives have found it difficult to capture this man, but find it easier to do the same to other people from other regions of the country. So tell me, is there some sort of unwritten agenda that is being played here?
Well, it's an extension, like you say, of the George Orwell's book. Are you not surprised that the former governor of Kogi State, His Excellency Governor Yahya Bello, is a wanted man? Are you aware?
Very true.
He's wanted by the EFCC, and the EFCC can effect arrests using the Nigeria police force. I hope you're aware of that.
Very well.
And now Yahya Bello is guarded by police escort. The same apparatus that can arrest him are his guard, are his security agent. So is Yahya Bello still someone we are looking for, or Archbishop Adams Oshiomhole has forgiven him his sins? Because Oshiomhole says, once you are in APC, go, your sins are forgiven, So we see where that notorious man, Turji, is wanted for killings, and we are still told that they cannot get him out. It's a pity. It's a pity, Henry. We don't know who is speaking the truth or not.
Very, very well. We don't know how to actually deal with some of these matters here. But let's go to the Guardian newspaper just before we leave it for this particular segment. Ighodalo rejects a verdict, or Okpebholo's Olive Branch heads to appeal court. Now, if you take a look at this story on the Vanguard newspaper, Okpebholo wins at Tribunal. Ighodalo heads to appeal court. Innocent Adulugba, with the sort of judicial system that we have in Nigeria, of course, this is not surprising. We used to know a judiciary during the military dictatorship that were dogged, that understood the rule of law, that stood for the people and stood for the rights of the people. But since the Fourth Republic, it's been a different judiciary altogether. So what you see between Okpebholo and Ighodalo, do you really see any positivity coming from it, especially knowing that the judiciary are the ones to decide on the matter, and the judiciary being a subset right now of the executive?
Well, I would say that the subject should be the APC, not Okpebholo, not Ighodalo. The subject should be the APC, and the APC is a party that many have alleged are out to annex more states. If you look at the Rivers example, where elected officials are being suspended by President Bola Tinubu, and we have a sole administrator in place. That's a PDP state. How much more Okpebholo, who is has been declared winner in an APC state? So I think Asue Ighodalo should either save his money or he will run around spending and come back to heave a sigh of regret. I would say this result has come to stay, Harry. I don't know if you see otherwise. The Edo State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal in Abuja has already affirmed that Monday Okpebholo of the APC is a valid winner of that election that held on Saturday, 21st September. That judgment was unanimous. Justice Wilfred Bochi had dismissed the petition from Asue Ighodalo. So, it's a sweeping judgment. Ighodalo allegedly failed to prove the allegations of overvoting. And so Okpebholo's high number of votes has won the day. That's Professor A.V. Dicey, his theory of the theory of games or games theory. So it's Okpebholo's gains are equals to Ighodalo's loss, which is the zero-sum theory in this regard. And like I started, the APC cannot let go an APC state if they are hungry for PDP state in Rivers. But I doubt if Asue Ighodalo will take this advice. Usually in Nigeria, the aggrieved goes from court to court to court spending. And then, having gone up, as Bongo Sikwe sang, what goes up must come down. The higher Ighodalo goes, he will come down and realize that he is fighting against those who have nothing to lose. Harry.
Very, very true. It's often said that the absence of the rule of law, gives rise to all of the shenanigans that we see today in Nigeria. I just sincerely hope that Nigeria would not, it's our prayer that Nigeria would not turn out to become like the Venezuelas, where Maduro, is in charge of everything and controlling everything, and of course, which is affecting a very rich nation, as rich as Nigeria, with oil and all, but still the people are suffering because of this sort of stuff that we see today in Nigeria. A state capture, lots of Nigerians would call it, but unfortunately it is what is before us. Well, this is just about the time we have for now. Innocent Ajuluba would be here to take us on our main conversation. That is when we return. Tinubu sacks a carry over performance concerns, appoints a Bayo Ojulari as a new GCEO. That's in the Beta Steel Enterprise Morning. Please don't go.